Mexican, they are thinking that on this fourth day, the spirit of the soul of the dead person are crossing the paradise to come back on the land. So during the 4 days, all the family, they go at the cemetery, they book some food, some drinks, and they sit on the grave and they have party because they are thinking that the soul of the others are passing through. And you can find mariachi, you can find ice cream sellers, popcorn sellers. It's big party. Yeah? And in all the houses you can see, I got a picture here, they got a table, and on that table they put some flowers, some colorful piece of papers. And we learn in the movie, Coco movie, that if you don't put the picture of the dead person, they cannot cross. They cannot come on the earth. Yeah? So they have to put the picture of the dead person, and they put as well what they like to eat and to drink, because they think that on that day they will have it. And they will bake a colorful skull, sugar skull. That's why here we got everywhere colorful skulls. And so it comes from the death day, 4 days. And that's why everything is so colorful, because it's not sad. For sure they are crying for the dead person, but when it's the death day, they think they got to share a moment with them. And here the grave, they cannot bury deep down because it's just limestone underneath us, and deeper down we got the cemetery. So usually they keep the bones and they put in a box, and after they got to find small houses where they put the box with the bones inside. And in some villages, but not everywhere, they are opening the grave on the death day, and they are cleaning the grave, cleaning the bones, and after they put again inside and they covered everything. For us, it's like, why they do that? But they are thinking because it's clean to our house, it should be clean as well inside the grave. But for the Mayans, the death is not the end. You're coming back to get reborn every time. You can come back as human, but as well as animal. And here, if there's still the legend, if you met a hummingbird, there's someone that dies that want to pass you a message to you. So if you find hummingbirds or butterflies, it's a message from on the other side. So Valladolid, so we will visit Valladolid, the colonial city. Maybe you heard that name already, because in Spain we got one city, she's called Valladolid as well. And here in South America we got 5 cities with the same name. And before that it was called Valladolid, it was a really important Mayan city. Actually the second after Chichen Itza. And when the Spanish, they arrived here, they discovered that it was really important. They decided, okay, we're gonna destroy the village. Now it's a Mayan city, it's a Spanish city. So they destroyed all the Mayan temples, and they were using some stones, some rocks of the Mayan temple to build the church that's in Chichen Itza. And normally a Mayan temple, the entrance is directional north, because the north direction is the most important, it's the star, Venus star. And normally a church is directional east, because east is Jerusalem. But here in Valladolid, the church is still building the entrance directional north, because this church was destroyed and rebuilt and destroyed and rebuilt like Mayan temple. So one church will still be the entrance direction. I don't know if it's open today. It's Saturday, sometimes we got weddings, maybe with luck we can go in, but it's not every day open. So in Valladolid, have you been to Cuba maybe? Or you see the colors of Valladolid. You saw the houses here, they are super small, because here the Mayans, they live outside. And usually one house is just a room, and for the couple with all the kids. They are still sleeping in hammocks. They don't sleep in beds. They don't want to buy beds, because you're sweating much more in the bed as in a hammock. And maybe you understood that here, if you go now in the shops, in the tourist shops, you can find hammock sutra. It's like Kama Sutra, but in the hammock. It's complicated to go into, just enter into in the hammock. If you know more, I don't know how they do it. But they are small, so maybe it's easier for them. I never tried it. Keep on your phone. and yeah. Oh, I know. But yeah, they are still sleeping. Valladolid, the ladies, the old ladies, they are still wearing the Mayan dresses, the original dress. It's called huipil. It's a white dress that goes till the knees. Maybe you saw in Chichen Itza, they sold them everywhere, but you got different colors. There's no meaning per color, but the original one was white. Why? Against the heat and as well against mosquitoes. Because usually when you got dark clothes, mosquitoes like it. And look, our boss, he decided to have a nice color for our uniform. but the original is white. And they say at the conquest, the Spanish, they gave a color, flower color to each village. That was the identification of each village. And after, when a lady from a village get married with a boy from another village, then she had more colors. But this is the origin. Now you can find different colors. This is modern. You can find different form as well. But you will see the old ladies, they are still wearing that kind of dresses quickly. And yeah, so the houses in Valladolid, you will see they are different as the houses we see here. They are bigger. And they are colorful as well. And they got a huge entrance. Why? Because when the Spanish, they build the hacienda, you will see from outside it's really simple, easy, flat. But once you go inside, you got a big garden in the middle. And when the Spanish, they enter in the house, they enter on the horses. So that's why the door has to be high. And so over there, you got different options to do. The place where we're gonna stop with the bus, in front of that, there's a store where you can use for free the toilets, the restaurants, and inside you got as well free tasting tequila. You already tried tequila, maybe? Not yet. You cannot leave Mexico without trying tequila. And tequila, we got different tequilas. We got the white one and the dark one. The white one, usually they are using it for the cocktails, to mix it with something else. The dark one is more to eat on the rock, to drink, not to eat, drink on the rock. And they notice that lots of people want to buy dark tequila and they don't buy the white one. So they decide to give the name silver, diamonds, and etc. for the marketing, but didn't help so much. So they were using usually the white tequila to make liquors. So in that shop you can try tequila and you can.
Entschuldigung, warum ich nicht spreche gut Deutsch, aber ich spreche viel Deutsch auch. Ich bin Maya und natürlich ich spreche Maya, okay? Ich habe eine Frage. Möchten Sie hören, wie ist der Maya sprechen ist? Ja? Warum jetzt? Ich möchte Sie geben eine Willkommen der Maya sprechen. Okay? Hören bitte. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay. Good morning. I have a question for you. Did you want to hear how is the Maya language sounds like? Okay, because I explained it's difficult in German, okay? That I told them that I don't speak much German. I don't speak very good as well, but I practice, okay? So it's the idea. So I'm gonna give you a welcome in Maya language, please. I want you listen. And I hope you like the way that it sounds, okay? Okay, vámonos. Malo bahatos king bishabele, so sham talaklish to nachima shop ki matusha wala uleshe, membe shantem, le hatos kuchikan ashimba teshote belakino kukabati, Chichen Itza. Nashima consale shamene cholok mak, letico kabati Victor, yeteshaneko, letico kabati Aureli, letienu matangoti tesh bastele, chilankabumaya. Tumeto blehatos mulo bo uteli bilone josham membeyo kasuta tanahesh tenin kato titalak juveka tsik bate josham palo que nawilesh yete que nawiyesh to lo mimayaso membeyo khatvin ko mata kilonok de kinavaku to exposham kutsogletone memaya son ki patik tulla kanachimako hembishesh yete ya kachkimakola besham yetel panoch make. Es ist alles. Nächster Kurs willkommen, okay? As is over. That's how it's the Mayan language welcome.
Noch etwas Lustiges. Wie sagt man unter sich Maya ich liebe dich? ¿Cómo se dice? No, you. How do you say I love you in Maya? I don't say I love you. Or maybe
Ich liebe dich en Maya es Hach en Yakumet Yetel Tulak Lumuk Limpuxika.
Und jetzt alle zusammen bitte.
Nicht. Es difícil, es sehr difícil.
Just area, we just arrived right now. Just we arrived in Chichen Itza, archaeological site in Maya archaeological site. I forgot your name.
Martin.
Margarita.
Martin.
I videos all of you, so that no forgot. It's likely to, disappear. So that
Where are you from?
I'm from originally Calcutta, but Canadian.
The entrance, I'm going to be waiting for you once when you pass in the line, right?
Ticket face mask.
We are heading to.
My friends, this is your first time here?
Yes.
Everyone? Okay. So, now everyone officially, welcome to Chichen Itza. That's the real pronunciation that we can see right here. What in Mayan name saying, Chichen Itza. When together says or means the mouth of the wells from the wizards of the water, or the mouth of the wells from the Mayan gods. This place, it was denominated like ceremony center. That's why we never got to see houses inside to the place, just temples. Now, let's keep walking like 1 minute, walking ahead, and then we're going to stay in the main area. We're going to see all the temples around to that place, right? You ready, my friends? Follow me here, please. Remember, you will stay with me around 50 minutes, probably an hour, and then you will have a free time by yourself. That means that you need to get out by yourself. The white building is just the entrance.
Okay.
The way to the exit, look in the sign right there, saying salida and exit. And you will see a lot of signs around there about where is the exit of this place, right? When the bus is going to be waiting for you at 12:15, exactly on the little palapa we attached with.
Okay.
Everything good? Okay. Keep walking.
All the songs together. Please. Constantly using their natural resources they had around them for their daily life, for their construction,
Servicio de guía, guide service, English, driving, reverse.
Hi, surprise.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Lelo, lelo.
That means you are with us 1 hour.
Yep.
Then we have to around according to our way.
Exactly. I'm gonna stay with you 1 hour, explain you everything,
Yes.
and then you will have a free time to continue walking around by yourself.
Buy something, whatever you like it.
Exactly.
Yes, because there are a lot of things I saw. You need to buy.
The wall right here.
Oh, this is original?
Yes. My friends, right here. As I'm telling you, this place that we're going to visit, it was the ceremony center. It was built since 600 to 1200 AD. That's why right there we can see part of the wall. That wall is already destroyed, but used to have 4 meters high and was used to separate the ceremony center with the town. 2 miles away on the west is the little town named Piste. In that time, it was around 45,000 people from inhabitants living there, dedicated 100% to agriculture. The crops, all the crops, it was sent to the ceremony center, where only high-class people, they were allowed to cross in that wall. I mean, high class in that time, we're talking about like mathematics, astronomers, architects, warriors, and the highest authority people inside to the ceremony center, it was the priest. Or like the Mayan people says, the shaman, right? Now, my friends, hello. Let's keep walking. Let's go to cross the wall, and officially we will be inside to the ceremony center. Ready? Yeah. Let's keep walking. Let's go to cross. On Chichen Itza, which is the ceremony center. As I'm telling you, we only can see temples around here. But let me introduce to you one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, which is not all the whole park. One of the 7 wonders is only the main temple that we can see in front of us, which is named El Castillo, or the Temple of Kukulkan, the feather snake. This place, my friends, is visited every single day by thousands of people. That's why right now, look at that, it's empty. That's why let's gonna take the first 5 minutes, if you like, to take the first pictures close to the main pyramid, because there's no people closer, right? If you need help, I can take a picture for you too.
Yes.
Exactly on top of the building.
Give me the sun like this. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, other way you can. Yeah. This is the place of the one of the 7 wonders in the world. This is the origin of Maya Empire.
Exactly.
Can't see it with or without my glasses. No, I don't think
When the Mayans, which wasn't a civilization, when they used to come here, do ceremonies, rituals, and human sacrifices. Mayans, the civilization, they have no religions. They just believe in power gods, natures. I mean, like they got the rain, sun, water, underworld. In totally, they have 13 different gods. The main one and the most important here, it was the god of the rain. Rainwater, it was very important in those times because the rainwater is the only water when the Mayan people, they can drink it in that time. Here in this state, Yucatán, there is no rivers, lakes, lagoons, waterfall. There is no way where we can take the water except the cenotes. Have you ever visited a cenote before? Not yet? I guess that after here you will go to visit a cenote, right? Cenotes, my friends, you will see, it's like a under cave. You will go underground, like an under cave, and then you will see a water. Like the fresh water. The water is fresh, cold water, crystalline. You can watch the rocks on the bottom, your feet on the bottom to the water too. It's an amazing place. Today, the cenotes are touristics, but the Mayans, they never used that before. The Mayans, they thought that the cenotes, it was like the entrance to the underworld. The reason, because the Mayans, they saw that the water right there never ever get green or dirty water. All the times it's clear. That's why they thought that water, it was a spring to the underworld. That's why in those times, Mayans, they were not allowed swimming there, drink the water, or using by the crops. They only using the water to the cenote like the holy water, just to purify the soul or doing ceremonies around here. Here, my friends, this is our natural weather condition. All the times it's hot and hotter. We only have 2 months of rainy season. 10 months with no rainwater, with no rivers, lakes, lagoons, and even the access to the waters with the cenotes. That's why the Mayans, they practice the human sacrifices. Human sacrifices was asked by the rainwater. The Mayans, exactly. The Mayans, they need to choose the best people around here. I mean, they try to offer the best to the gods, giving the best to the gods to receive the best. And how the Mayans, they choose the best people right here? With the game. The Mayans, they create the game. The building right there, that's the stadium, it's the ballpark. In a minute, we will go inside that stadium. The Mayans people, they create the game. But that game was not just for fun, was not by entertainment. It was a ritual. The way how they used to choose who will be the best warrior. I mean, the winner of that game, that will be the offering of the god. He will be sacrificed. That's the good thing. Why the winner, not the loser, right? Yeah, sounds not good. The reason, my friends, Mayans, they need to offer the best. I mean, give them the best to the gods to receive the best with water. And in those times, offering his life, it was an honor. Mayans, they never believed in the death. Mayans, they believed the life after death or the reincarnation. I mean, if someone offered his life, he will die. But once when he reincarnated, he will have better life than before. Probably in a tree, an animal, or some high-class people inside the civilization. That's why it was an honor in those times, being the best warrior and offer his life from all the civilization around here. That is how they explain that this place it was used by the Mayans in those times, 600 years AD. But all the ceremony center used to have original color, used to be painted white and red color. And the reason, my friends, why the color it was lucid, because this place it was totally abandoned. It was around 550 years when this place it was abandoned, when the trees and the vegetation, everything growing up. Let me show you some pictures. According to the archaeologists, 600 years AD, Chichen Itza used to look like this. Look at that. The whole ceremony center used to look like this, with everything painted. This is like this. This is the main temple we can see in front of us. There's two flat platforms, and that one is the temple of the warrior. I'm sorry, the stadium is the place where we're going to be inside in a minute. This place is how it was used in those times. But what was happening? Around to the 1250 years, this place has a dry season. A long time with a dry season, without the rainwater, the Mayans, they can't survive it. That's why they decided to abandon this place. When they abandoned this place, they moved back from Guatemala, which in Guatemala is the main area where the Mayans people, they begin, and then they come in all around of this place. So, when this place was abandoned, the trees, vegetation, everything around here, everything growing up. That's why this place it was totally disappeared under to the jungle. Since 1250 until 1800s. This is a drawing. It's a lithography. One of the explorers, Frederick Catherwood, he found the main temple, this one 1804. Looking, trees, vegetation, everything was growing up in the main of the temple. That's why he found it like that one. Until 1924, Carnegie Institution from Washington and the INA from Mexico come in here, and then they start with the restoration from all the temples around here. The main temple that we can see in front of us has only the 60% of restoration. This is the west entrance and the north face in that direction. Both faces has been restored. Behind of the pyramid and the south face has no restoration. Looks original like this one, just without the vegetation. The reason is the way how they explain how it was looking that temples originally when they found it, and after when they restored the pyramid too.
1904.
Exactly, 1904.
What year was it created?
I'm sorry?
How early was it created?
What?
The construction of the building. When was it built?
What was built? 600 years.
600 years.
Exactly, 600 years AD, after Christ, exactly. That was built in this place. And my friends, same situation to find what is inside. Egypt, they have their temples inside of the pyramids. Mayans know. The Mayans temples always are in the top. That's why some of the archaeologists, they use in the third dimensional tomographies. With the tomographies, they found what is inside of that pyramid. That's why they found two more structures inside of that temple.
What did they find, sir?
Another pyramids.
Oh, inside?
Inside of that one, exactly. What is that? Mayans people, they used to build a small temple, and then another temple on the top, and then another one on the top. Have you ever heard something like the Mayan Calendar? Yes, did you hear that? 19 months, right? This is the calendar. Has 19 months in totally. But the Mayan calendar has a cycle, which was 52 years, the cycle of the Mayan calendar. According to the archaeologists, when the cycle is done, the Mayans, they need to restart the calendar. Once when they restart the calendar, they used to build another temple over of the oldest one. The reason, my friends, this state, Yucatán, is a very flat stone platform. Here, there's no mountains, no volcanoes, no hills. Everything is flat. That's why the Mayans, they try to build a higher temple. Then, on the top, they have the view from all the horizon, watching when the sun rises and the sun set all the times. Mayans, they were perfectly astronomers, architects, and mathematics. Even they discovered the number 0. And about the astronomic is the astronomic event that we have in here that we call it the Equinox. Twice a year when the sun and the temple represented like the snake moving down and moving up again on the temple. Same situation about to the cycle. Have you ever heard something like the 2012? When the Mayans predicted the end of the world or something like that, right? But my friends, 10 years later, Nothing happened. We're standing right here. The reason it was a confusion in translate. When the Maya they tried to explain it was the end of the cycle, was not the end of the world. That's why nothing happened. Probably if the Mayas they were living here, they used to build another temple of the oldest one. Exactly. And in those times, like you asked me before, us, we were allowed to claim of the temple. I had a picture right here when the people they used to claim of the main pyramid. Look at that. It was a rope in the middle of the staircase when the people they used to pull or held it to claim of the main temple. July 7 of 2007, the temple of Kukulkan, my friends, it was named one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. And the government decided stop the access. Many reasons. The first one is by preservation, because inside of the temple there's a lot of draws on the walls. When most of the local people they do it, the graffitis on the walls too. They take the rocks and they scratch on all the paints too. And the second thing, many people they fell down when they tried to claim of the temple. That's why to avoid the accidents, the government decided to stop the access. Since 2007, no one is allowed to claim of the pyramids, even the dogs. Those dogs, sometimes the dogs they claim of the temple and then they sleep on the top of that one. There's like 4 dogs around here. With those ones are the security at night. When this place is closed, those dogs are just walking around here watching that no one come here inside of this place. Yeah. Look at that. He's wearing a black too. Look at that. Like the uniform. My friends, but this is the thing. Why that temple it was named one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. The reason that temple represented the astronomy, mathematics, and architecture. That temple, my friends, represented the perfectly Mayan calendar. I mean, this calendar is exactly represented with that temple. That is a huge calendar. That temple with the perfectly architecture has the acoustic, which is a sound with the secret bird, Quetzal. And that temple with the perfectly positioned, aligning with the astros twice a year, we have the equinox. When the equinox is when the sun shines in half of the temple. Light, dark, day, night, good, but dual T. But if you look, my friends, the north side isn't dark, but exactly between 2 platforms is represented light of isosceles triangles. 7 triangles of light representing like the snake body, and the last one is shining the snake head with open mouth. You see that? Which is exactly on the north side of the main pyramid. We're going to walk around and going to show you. I'm going to explain you, my friends, one by one to have better idea, right?
Yes.
Let's come closer, right here. First one, Mayan calendar. This is the calendar. Remember, Mayan calendar has 19 months in total. 18 months with 20 days and 1 month with just 5 days, and has 52 years of the cycle. And how is represented with the temple. Look at that, my friends. That is the west entrance. It's the same one that we have in right here. So, on the right side of the staircase, there's a totally by 9 platforms. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
9 platforms on the right and 9 on the left. When 9 and 9 are 18, which are representing 18 months by 20 days. 20, it was considered like bchm number. When the Mayans people say that we have the totally by 10 fingers on the hands, 10 toes on the feet, and then we have the totally by 20. If we multiply the 18 months by 20 days, we have the totally by 360. And the last plot from the top
is 5.
representing the last month with just 5 days, and then we have 365 days of the year. There is 4 seasons a year. That's why that temple, my friends, has 4 faces or 4 entrances. This is the west entrance, south, east behind of the temple, and the north entrance pointed in that direction. Each face, my friends, looks similar than this one. Each side has the staircase axis. My friends, there's 3 months per each season. Am I right? 2 months with 30 days and 1 month with 31 days. We're talking about 91 days per each season. That's why on each side of that temple, we will see the staircase, exactly, with 91 stairs. And if we multiply or we count all the stairs, there's 91 stairs by 4 sides. 91 4 times 364. 364. And the last step, the last platform that we have from the top, and then we have 365 days of the year.
Oh,
and the last thing, 52 years of the cycle. If you look, my friends, on each platform, there's 1, 2, and 3 rectangles submerged. I mean, inside of the pyramid. Did you see that? 3 rectangles on each one. Look at that. Just the last one in the top, the small one, is the only one that only has 2. If we count how many are in totally, says 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and the last 2, 26. 26 rectangles on the right side and 26 on the left. But together are 52, representing the 52 years of the cycle of the Mayan calendar. That's the first point. That is the calendar by the Mayans people. Second point, my friends, the acoustic. That is named at the temple of Kukulkan. Kukulkan is a Maya name that means feather snake. Feather snake, that name belongs by the secret bird of the Mayan civilization. It's named Quetzal. It's not a very small bird. Look at that, 20 centimeters the body and 90 centimeters long the tail, almost a meter. That's why when that bird is fly, the long tail looks like the feather snake. One good thing, that bird, my friends, is not from here. That bird belongs from Guatemala, El Salvador, and part of Chiapas. But once a year, that bird used to emigrated from Guatemala to Chiapas. With that immigration, it was flying over to the place. That's why it looks like the feather snake. And that immigration representing the beginning of the rainy season. That's why it was the secret bird of the Mayan civilization. And how the Mayans from here, they're representing that bird with the temple. With the perfectly architecture, my friends, 55 meters of the base by 30 meters high. When each stair has 5 degrees in a diagonal position. I mean, those stairs are not a step like this one. All the stairs has 5 degrees in a diagonal position. That's why if we stand up in front of the staircase, if we make a clap, the wave of the sound, thanks with that position of the stairs, the sound, go all the way up, go in through the door, turn around, and coming back in the way like acoustic, which are represented the sound of the secret bird. Give me just 1 second, my friends. I have right here my cell phone, the video, which is the real bird stand up in a branch singing. Let me show you the real sing of the bird, and then we were clapping right there to hear the acoustic, which is compared with the real sound of the bird. You see that? Quetzal.
Yeah.
That's the real bird. You got it? Okay, my friends. Now, let's go to practice the acoustic. Let's stand right there. Let's go to clap, and then we're going to hear the same sound of the secret bird. Okay. Follow me here, please.
Wow. It's very... This is called civilization. How civilized at that time people were.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're lifting the one of the wonders of the world.
Okay, my friends. Right here, as I'm telling you, if we make any clap right here, the sound it will go all the way up and coming back like the acoustic.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Yeah. Friends, it's only when we clap. I mean, if we make any sound, we can't hear it. Look at this. But if someone clap,
That's incredible.
why? Right? Archaeology says when you clap, you use both hands, right, left, good and bad. Once, dual feet. When you clap, you release all the bad energies in your body. Go all the way up and coming back like the acoustic, which is the sound of the secret bird. Look at that. When someone is clapping, imagine when one people clap, we hear the sound. Imagine if all of us we clap together, the sound should be better. Let's try to clap everyone together. When they finish, and then
there in the jungle is a beautiful bird that looks like a serpent when it's flying. So it seems
Okay, let's follow those guys together, right? 1, 2, 3. Imagine now, my friends, 45,000 people from Athens. Imagine 45,000 Mayans stand up around here, everyone clapping. That sound goes deeply to the jungle, representing the sound of the secret bird.
So the echo is the same.
Sound of the
On all
secret
sides,
bird.
but just in front of the staircase. I mean, if we clap right here,
Oh,
you can't hear the sound. Come closer with me. Just clap right now.
wow.
For friends, if we clap, you can't hear nothing. Just clap.
Yeah.
Nothing. Only in front of the staircase. The same situation, we were clapping on the north side, and then we're going to hear the same sound of the bird. That is thanks by the 5 degrees that have all the stairs in a diagonal position. That the Mayan people, they call it the acoustic. This is the second thing, my friends, why the temple is one of the 7 wonders. The third one, and the most important, is the equinox. The equinox only happens here twice a year, when around 50 to 60,000 people, they come in here, sitting and around here, waiting when the snake just appear exactly on the north side of the main temple. Exactly in that corner. Let me show you the snake head made with a stone here.
How do they know to have that accuracy?
How do you know?
How do they know to make it 5 degrees to create that noise?
By the just bar, exactly. It's the same situation, my friends. Acoustic, they use it like this one, like kind of manipulation to hear the sound of the bird, or by communication. I mean, those stairs are in this position. That's why when we clap in here, the sound go all the way up. If you're a stand up at the top, if you talk, same situation, the sound go all the way around here. That's why the priest, he was a stand up there. 45,000 people in the whole community around here. No speakers, no microphones. The priest talking up there, and everyone can hear with no problem. That's why they know it. There's 2 kind of acoustic right here. That one, and another one that we have inside of the stadium. Inside of the stadium, they're using the acoustic, same situation by communication. This is how it's looking the stadium. Look at that. 170 meters long. And the people from this corner with the people from that corner, they need to communicate with each other. That's why there's another acoustic right there that I'm going to show you too. How they can communicate it from that point exactly to the next point. 170 meters away long. Exactly. That is the perfectly architecture.
Yeah, it is.
And that's my head, look at that. Why the temple is one of the 7 wonders is the equinox. The equinox happens here twice a year. March 21st, the beginning of the spring, and September the 22nd, the beginning of the fall. That's why those days, my friends, when the sun set the star, the sun takes the maximum potential of the south. That's why March 21st and September 22nd at 5 p.m., the sun is located in that point, shining and half of the main pyramid, like this one. We were clapping right there. When the sun is shining this face, exactly, my friends, between 2 platforms, the light of the sound is going to represent them like one isosceles triangle on the north side of the staircase. Then the 7 triangles of light representing the snake body, and the last one, the 7th one, is shining the snake head with open mouth that we have on the bottom.
What is the snake?
Look at the nose of the snake. It's an iguana. You see that? Yeah. I'm sorry.
What does it represent?
Snake, Kukulkan, feather snake. The bird. Exactly.
The bird.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at the bottom. Around 50 to 60,000 people, they come in here those days. As I'm telling you, they sitting down around here waiting when that snake move back again on the same temple. At 5, we have that view. But remember, guys, that the sun continue moving down to disappear. That's why a few minutes after 5, the first triangle here disappeared. and then disappear the second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, until all Kukulkan body go back on his temple. That happened here twice a year. That's why, thanks by Equinox, the acoustic and the Mayan Calendar, Kukulkan Temple, July 7 of 2007, was named one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. And then the government of Santiago decided to stop the access, to avoid the accidents and preserve those temples. But before that, we were allowed. I was 12 when I climbed on the temple, and also we were allowed to cross in that door. That door is the access to the second pyramid. But that door, my friends, is not original by Mayans. It was part of the excavation. Remember that they using the thermographies to found it 2 more structures inside of that one. That's why the archaeologists, they used to excavate it, made excavation to find the proof that of course exists another pyramid inside of that one. That's why 1924 they made that hole, and then they built the stair access to climb up the second pyramid. I mean, once when you cross that door is the access to the staircase to climb up the second temple. Exactly, my friends, to have a better idea, like this one. That picture is taken exactly inside of that place, up to down. That's why once when you cross that door, you will see a tunnel access like this one. In those times, we were allowed to climb up until we get right here on the top. Right on the top, there's only 2 chambers. On each chamber, they preserve important pieces. The first one is the red jaguar. The red jaguar, my friends, with 72 incrustation of jade, and the eyes 100% jade. Jade is not from here. Here it was found a lot of good like stones, jade, obsidian, jadeite, but those ones belongs around this place, from Guatemala and El Salvador too. That is represented the commercial trade in when they did in those times. The most important when those communities take it from here, it was the sea salt and the honeybees. It's the most important that we cultivate inside of this place. The salt is not from here, of course, but it's the one that we take it from Tulum, which is another Mayan range connected from here, like an hour and a half away from here. And my friends, second chamber, this man right here. This one is named Chak Mol. Chak, God of the rain, Mol, offering. That's the offering piece by the God of the rain. It's a man body, looking down, laid on position. But if you look, my friends, both hands, like in this position, exactly over his belly, over his stomach, representing like the offering hands. Those pieces, the Chagmol and the Jaguar, both still inside of the second pyramid. But there is another Chagmol like this one, found right here, which is exactly on the top of the Temple of the Warriors. Right there, we have another astronomy event that we call it solstice. Summer and winter solstice, June and December 21st. But right there it's opposite than the equinox. I mean, equinox we can see on the sunset. Solstice on the sunrise. Twice a year, 5:45 a.m. when the sunrise starts, the sun will be located on his hands of the Chagmol piece. Same situation, twice a year. Let's go closer. I'm going to show you that piece exactly up there and some pictures how we appreciated the Chagmol day. Solstice, I'm sorry.
Is it still open? Do people still come here and celebrate the solstice and the equinox, or is it shut?
No. Solstice, no. And also it's closed right here. They open at 8 a.m. And 5 is already closed. The equinox is the one when it's still open by groups.
Okay. Yeah. So is this where it originated?
Look at the north side. This is the only side where we can see the entrance. that one exactly. Look the position. This one is the one that we have in that direction. The one that you're looking right now is this one right here. Exactly. Look at that. This one, the two pillars, but look the columns. The columns, my friends, are representing the rattlesnake. Look at the top are the tail or the rattle, the snake body, and the snake head with open mouth. That is exactly on the bottom. Are two rattlesnakes on each side of that figure, right? Right here we can see the chacmol. So, June 21st and December 21st, 5:35 a.m. When the sunrise starts, the suns start to appear in the corner of that temple. 5:40 a.m. the sun is exactly between those columns on his hands of the chacmol piece. 5:45 the same situation. Until 5:50, look the chacmol piece exactly below to the sun. That is how it's represented like the sun is exactly born on his belly of the chacmol piece. That, my friends, is that we know like the solstice, only twice a year. Summer and winter solstice. And we have two equinox, spring and fall. That's how the Mayan people represent them, the four seasons of the year. Every 91 days, we have one astronomy event. And that's how the Mayans represent them, that all the times they watching when the sun rise and the sun set, because they interactuated. March 21st, the equinox. June 21st, the solstice. September 22nd, the equinox, and December 21st, the solstice in that moment. And that's how they explain on the sun, going in circles all the times. And my friends, I tell you about the sacrifices. Behind of that temple, it was found a wall. On the wall was found this drown. What you can see right here. You see that? It's a man up to the stone. It's a piece of a stone, a man body in a laid on position, while someone is hanging to the hands and feet. While the priest over here, he's wearing a blue hat, and he just cut the chest to take out the heart. The heart should be offering of the gods, and then the heart should be offering on his hands of the chacmol piece. I mean, once when they make that sacrifice, the heart should be located exactly on the hands of the chacmol, which is the offering piece by the god of the rain. Here it was found in two kinds of sacrifices. The first one, take out the heart and decapitation. With the decapitation, it was exactly before we go inside by the ball court. And my friends, right now we can see a lot of pillars on the bottom and pillars on the right side. But those pillars, my friends, used to support in a roof was not all just by decoration. Look at the square pillars right here and cylinders one to the right side. The square pillars has curving, still having curving, which is a main body's stand up, wearing with protectors and feathers around the bodies representing the warriors. And all of them used to support in a roof. According to the archaeologists, this is how used to look the temple of the warriors with the original floor. Look at that, with the original organic floor or the wooden roof in that time. I'm sorry, wood. And this is how they represented that. Right here, this are the square pillars and the cylinders one right here on the right side. Wooden roof, everything was disappeared once when this place it was abandoned, right? This, my friends, is how probably it used to look the temple of the warriors. Now, this is the temple of the warrior, the first sacrifice. The second one is the one that we got to see exactly on the ball court.
Martin, well, the sacrifice is always a male then, like a male figure.
A man.
Always a man.
Always a man. How they choose it? With the game, exactly. It was 14 players, everyone wearing the uniform and everything playing the game. And the winner of that game, he will have the honor to offer his life. Same person, they have the two kinds of sacrifices. Take out his heart and do the decapitation. Another thing, what's happened with the rest of the body? Mayans, they never have cemeteries around here. The rest of the body, they offering by the god of the underworld. Exactly, my friends. 5 minutes away on the north side from here is the cenote. That's the temple, this one. Exactly behind of that platform is the white road, which is called Sakle in Mayan language. This one right here. If you keep walking 5 minutes away in the north, you can see this hole right here. It's a cenote. You will see a hole 60 meters of diameter, 30 meters deep, until you can see the water. But look at that, green water. Why? Right there, my friends, has no filtration. The reason because 1900s, one of the archaeologists, he excavated and then he found it bones, skulls.
We're not going to swim in that, are we?
Look at that.
Wow.
That's how they explain that the rest of the body or the soul, they offering from Xibalbán, the god of the underworld. Remember, Chichen Itza, the mouth of the wells from the wizards of the water. Remember, the Mayan people, they thought that the cenotes was the entrance of the underworld. That's why, exactly, there's no cemeteries here. And the bodies was found only in the cenotes. The cenote is open. I mean, when you have the free time, you want to walk around, you can keep walking and then you can see the cenote. Only thing, it's not allowed to do more human sacrifices. You can't jump over there and do the sacrifice. It's block the access. Not anymore. Exactly. And my friends, that's how they explain mostly, like, about to the cenotes. You will see the difference, I'm telling you. This has the green water. And the one that you're going to visit after this point, you will see how beautiful it is and how clear it is. And that's why, because right there still having the filtration. On the bottom, there's like underground rivers. That's why. All the cenotes is mandatory when they provide life jackets. All the cenotes is not allowed to dive. The reason because at the bottom, there is the water filtration. Probably can tell you exactly in another cenote. Exactly. That's why you will see there's the rules right there when you go in the cenote. And everyone just floated with the life jackets too. Exactly.
That's doing that one.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the underworld. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'll follow you.
After you say. Okay, my friends. Now, let's go inside of the ballpark. Let me show you another acoustic what I tell you right there. High society, like very rich people, right? That's how we're representing the jade aids. That's all the Mayans people, they practice in those times. That's why, if you look at the skulls, no one is similar to each other. Always are different. Big schools, different deformation, smiling, or something like that. This one, my friends, archaeology says when they found this place, most of those skulls used to have like a hole and piece of wood on the neck. That explains once when they did the sacrifices, the heart exposing right there, and the head exposing right here. And exactly, probably like this. They used to expose on the head skulls once when they did the human sacrifices. The reason why they expose them because the heads right here belongs by the best warrior. It was kind of honor and respect, while the people are dancing over of the platforms, representing like the ceremony, asking and be grateful by the rainwater. Look at here, there's 4 skulls online. Look at that, one over to another one. All those 4 skulls are representing the 4 seasons that we have in the year, and probably the 4 sacrifices when the Mayan people they used to do in the year. I mean, when they have the equinox or the solstice representing another season, and then they need to do the sacrifices to ask and be grateful by the rainwater. And how they choose who will be the sacrifice people? With the game, in the state of the Mayan ball game. Let's go inside, my friends, and probably we have some little shade right there. I promise you. Let me show you guys how do you get when you have the
Pero por algo creo que pasa las cosas, güey, empieza a doler barriga.
Look how many vendors are around here. Not everyone are like 100% original stuff when they sell it right here. That's why. One of the good things that I got to tell you is about the obsidian. You will see a lot of obsidian here, fake and original one. How do you can know if the obsidian is good, original or not? If then you proof it. Obsidian, my friends, most of the time is a kind of rock, stone. But if you put it in the sun, it's shining, it's changing a color. That's why you can prove it. Let me show you right here. This is my partner. This is the original. Obsidian is coming with the volcano, make the eruption. All the lava get like a rock. It's this one, and then they take this part of the crystal. But if you put in the sun, yeah. You see that? And with this one, they make many things. Like a knife, when they did the sacrifices too. They make, on the hotels, most of the time you can find this kind of rocks. When they use them to get it warm and made like massage or something like. And one of the good things, my friends, when the Mayan people use it, my friends, some filters go. This one. How do you can imagine when the Mayans, they can watch in the sun all the times? No ribbons, no Oakleys. They use obsidian stone. If you try to watch the sun into this stone, you will see the sun perfectly like the moon without the damage on your eyes. You want to try? Go ahead, my friends.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh. We use it for all the times. They're watching on the sunrise and the sunset, and then they appoint. Imagine how many years they could watching all the movements in the sun, and then they built 2 temples connected to the sun 4 times a year. That's why they represented mostly one. The most important by those stones are the obsidian, and the same situation is not belonging from here, but that was represented the commercial trade in.
Okay. So, I guess is all this stuff, is this all like factory made, or is this authentic?
No, it's intended. Yes, this one, yes.
So who makes this?
Exactly. Those ones.
They make
Exactly. All these generations, this is grandparent, they're still being passing generation by generation. The artists, even the painters and all the things, they just, everything they make it here.
Right.
Exactly. That's why I tell you, so I have a year living in the town. I mean, I live an hour and a half away from here, but I live in the town right here close. So all the times when I just wake up and I go to running, I just watch many people out his home getting the wood stuff or anything made it on hand. But many of them want to, they import from here. Those ones are local ones from here. Exactly. When you have an evening, we're going to finish right here. When you have your free time, you have the option, you can help with those guys.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh. No, you finish almost everything.
Yeah. And this is
Wow.
not the hottest season of the year. This is just the spring.
Yeah.
The summer, which is July, mostly, we have the hotter season here, which is like
40 plus.
140 Fahrenheit degrees.
Too much.
It's like 45 Celsius. It's too much, yes.
Oh, this is the play game here. This is the this one, yeah. And it is compulsory to, or they selected the people for play games.
Yeah, the priest.
Priest selected.
They selected the people, the 14 players to play this game.
And they willingly to come to play, or
Yes, they really want to win this game.
because of the say they want to sacrifice.
Exactly.
Easy, okay.
Exactly. Right here, my friends, this is the ball park. Look at how big is it. That's why I tell you that this game was not just for fun. It was the way how they choose the best of the best of the best warriors. This place has been restored. This is the picture before they restored this place. Look at that.
Yes.
With many of the vegetation, everything was around here. That's the 2 big walls, the building over here, and that is the one with the 2 pillars, which is exactly right there. So, right now we can see already restored. Has 170 meters long by 45 meters wide. 2 big walls, 22 feet higher each wall. East and west, representing the sunrise and the sunset. But look, my friends, there is no grandstand around here. The reason, local community, they were not allowed to come here to watch the game. Local community, they appreciate the sacrifices outside, but they can't come here to watch the game. The reason, because this game, it was a ritual. The way how they hide exactly, secret place. When high-class society, they need to choose who will be the best warrior and win the offering to gods. Priest, or the shaman, most beautiful be on the top of that place, which is the same entrance like the north side of the main pyramid.
Oh,
Astronomers, mathematics, architecture. And the government of the communities, the government of the town, he was sitting down exactly on the secret tribune. When government, with the high class people right there, both, they need to communicate it and they need to judge who will be the best warrior right here. Players running around here. My friends, there's one carving right here, another one below to the hoop, and another one in that corner. There's 3 on that wall and 3 on another wall. All those carvings are carving 7 players each team. With those carvings, we know all the warriors, they wear the uniform. Uniforms entail just protection. Shoulders, ankles, hips, knees protection, because they were playing with a rubber ball. Rubber ball used to have 15 centimeters of diameter. between 7 to 8 pounds heavy. It was heavy ball. That's why they use in the hardest part of the bodies. Elbows, hips, and knees. 7 players in the south and 7 players in the north. Everyone running, fighting, using elbows, hips, and knees. And then they need to try to pass the ball into the hoops. Did you hear that? You see that? The first people who pass the ball into the hoop, he will have the honor to be the best warrior. Just with the first score, game over. But imagine, my friends, how many hours spent playing here, using elbows, using the hip, getting heavy ball and pass it into the hoop. Archaeologists say that probably they spend almost all the whole day until they have the first point. With that point, they know who will have the honor, who will be the best warrior. And my friends, let me show you the curves right here. With those curves is when we know that the honor, it was because one of the warriors is on this next position and he's already decapitated, representing the kind of the sacrifice.
Is there any projector close by here, any small theater we can see the in a projector all these things?
No, just high class people, they can...
No, here, not here, in somewhere in Mexico or in Cancun. All
sit
this.
like this one?
Yeah, but there is some what is called video. They make it the video.
Oh, the museum.
Museum video, 15 minutes video.
Oh,
they
yes.
Will,
Ishkaret.
yeah, they will.
If you go to Ishkaret, every night they have a night show when they have a small stadium than this one, but the people they wearing with the uniform, using the hips, and they representing that game too. Exactly explain how it was happening those times. But in Ishkaret, every night they have that show.
Where?
Ishkaret is from Cancun.
In Cancun.
Exactly, like 20 minutes from Cancun. Ishkaret with X.
Oh, yeah.
Ishkaret, yes. Look at right here. This one, my friends, are the carvings when they explain human sacrifices. Look at this. This is the first warrior. Look at that. He's wearing the uniform, helmet protectors, feathers. He's wearing a piercing on his nose, chest protectors, shoulders, elbows, and knees protectors. First warrior. Second one. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. And seventh. Come closer. Look at this guy right here, my friends. This one, he's a stand-up. On his right hand, he's holding an obsidian knife. The one how I show you right there. On his left hand, he's holding a head. Did you see that? Eye, nose, mouth, the helmet, and this is the blood coming out to his neck. Exactly. Chop the head already. This head belongs to the best warrior. Probably it was the warrior who passed the ball into the hoop, which is explained by this warrior right here. Look at that. He's the only one on this position, which are showing like the honor. And it's the only one with no head. And look, the blood is represented by snakes. A lot of headless snakes around here. Snakes by Mayans was not representing the evil. Snakes representing fertility and life. That's why we have a lot of snakes around here. And right here we can see the 6 players alive of the winner team. When that explained that just one people was sacrificed after the game. The best warrior or the warrior who passed the ball into the hoop. And exactly below to the hoop, it's a circle representing the rubber ball. Inside of the circle, look at this. Skull. And the skull have some smoke on the tips. Smoke representing like communication. That explains Shivalba, or god of the underworld, is talking with the soul of the human sacrifice. Before this guy reincarnated having better life than before. With those carvings, they explain how it was the honor to make the sacrifice, or the way how this stadium, it was the ritual. And my friends, as I'm telling you about the acoustic, here, thanks with those walls, right here in the center, we can hear the echo. Look at this one. Several times bouncing wall to wall. That's the echo. Acoustic, we can hear just once. If we clap right there, if we scream, if we whistle, we can hear the sound exactly right there. Why? Thanks by those walls. Each wall has 22 feet higher. Each wall has 4.5 degrees in a lining position between layers. Name it concave walls. And if you look, the hoop is split in half on the wall. North side, big rocks. South, small ones. Look the wall behind you. On the north, on your left hand, small ones. On the south, on your on the right hand, big ones. That's why if we make a sound here in the center, the sound is going in circles. But if we make a sound right there, thanks with the opposite rocks, the sound, it will go in a strange line and get exactly in that wall. 170 meters away long. Let me show you this, my friends. Let's scream right there, and then we're going to hear the same sound exactly in that wall.
It's fine that they built it, fine. How do they know it?
How do we know? How do they...
Let's try this out. If it doesn't work, we'll have to build
Yeah,
it again.
like 50 years of building, oh, that didn't quite work, let's try something else now. 2,000 years later. Right.
Hola. Hola.
Really cool.
Do you hear that, my friends?
Yeah.
As I tell you, that is thanks by those concave walls. But come closer, let me show you some things here. This is the original stones. When they, in those times, they used to cover in those times, all the floor right here. But as I tell you, this guy, he made it. He screamed, he whistled, the sound bounced on the wall and go strange of the sound. That is thanks by those opposite rocks and the diagonal position to each wall, the sound go in a strange line. Can be any sound, like a clap. Or the same one that he did, a whistle or a scream or anything can make it exactly right here. When the government, he was sitting up there, talking with high-class people right there until they judge and choose who will be the best warrior. They use an acoustic by communication. Exactly. And my friends, all the rocks around here, limestone. The sun is really hot right now, really? Probably you can think that the wall should be warm. Let's touch it if you want. It's fresh all the time. Oh, I'm joking. No problem. It's cool, yes, it's fresh. It's limestone. That's why inside of the temples, they never use air condition. All the time preserved fresh. It's this kind of stones. And if we come right here, let me show you this wall. Look at the wall, guys. If you see a standard right here, you can see how the wall. Yes, 4.5 right here. 5, exactly. How they build all these things, no technology. Come here and shape this. They build it and then how they make all of this? Another thing with the Mayan people they practice, it was extravism, crossing ice. This is how probably used to look the engineers in those times. Really? Look at that. High-class people. Look his eyes. Yeah. Crossing ice. Teeth incrustation. Jade wearing all the body representing the powerful. Yeah. And the feathers around to the body. Crossing ice, same situation. Signs, when they are babies, they put a rope around his head and a piece of jade between the eyes, and then they practice crossing ice. Once when they are adults, they can have regular life with no problem. Today, if we try to do it, 5 minutes later, oof, you start to hang your head or something like that. Yeah. Because we're not ready to use to do it. Yeah. That's why those guys, signs when they're babies, they practice that. Why? Archaeology says when you have right and left view and you put together, you can see everything online. That's why they practice all the 5 degrees when they have the declination or the deviation from all the temples here, when they made it by acoustic or communication in those times. This is how probably used to look like the high-class society in those times. Like my grandparents probably. Exactly. And another thing, my friends, remember the first picture when I show you, everything it used to be painted in red color. Like this one. Red color. It's not by blood. The red color was a mix with flowers, seeds, and minerals. This kind of flowers, siricote. Siricote flowers, some red seeds name it achiote. It's a condiment that we use to cook it. We call it achiote. Some of the countries, they call it like anato. Anato seed, siricote flowers, sap of the tree, and minerals take it into the cenotes. 4 of them mix it together, and then they have the red paint when they use it to paint the stones, protected to the sunlight and the rainwater. Let me show you this flower right here. Has the pigmentation. It's a regular rock, but we try to paint it with the flower. Look at this. Imagine this flower with the achiote or the anato seed, the sap of the tree, and the minerals into the cenote. That is get a red color when they use it to paint in the stones in those times. And that's how probably they used to paint it all the whole city. One of the good things, I told you that we have here just 2 months of rainy season. No one come here to bring the water of that tree. Look, it's green all the times. Always have the flowers. The reason, because most of the roots break the limestone and go directly to the cenotes. You will see when you visit the cenote, most of the time you will see roots coming down and then touching the water. When they just drinking the water, that's why it's dry all the times. But we can see the green vegetation around. Exactly. My friends, any questions at this point? So far, so good?
Yeah.
It's very good.
Really?
Your explanation
I got a
was
question
amazing.
for you.
Okay.
How was the excursion?
Very good.
It was good? Besides that the sun is really hot, right? I know, my friends, no problem. So I tell you this because I promised you in the beginning, you will stay a few times with me and you will have a free time by yourself. Continue walking around, take up pictures or anything, right? So I done with my service right here. Just I'm gonna tell you exactly in that point, on the main point, we're going to show you the way to the exit, the way of the cenote, and all the activities that we have in here to make it, to still do it, right? Follow me here. Let's come in this way, please. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, they got him.
You can take those beautiful pictures, and I can help you too with that if you like.
Pictures? Come here. Give me your phone, I take a picture in front of.
Can come closer.
Den Tod ist auch bunt. Aber habt ihr schon gemerkt, die kleine...
Little Mayan houses with wooden country. See the houses? Mayan houses. Mayan houses.
Und dann sieht man Mangobaum. Guckt da wie viele Mangos. Look the mango trees.
This is mango.
Pflaumen. Pflaumen,
This is not the
plums.
yellow one. The yellow, you will see once we arrive in Valladolid that you
Orangebaum, Mandarinbaum. Das hat mich fasziniert. Vielleicht haben nichts gehabt, aber die haben immer alles bereit geteilt. Und die konnten früher frische Orangensaft, frische Mandarinsaft, frische Mangosaft. Probier mal unsere Mangos, wirklich werdet ihr eine unglaubliche Überraschung, weil unsere Mango, es ist nicht wie den asiatische Mango, es ist eine Erfindung einer Mexikaner, hat keine Faser, das bleiben unter.
$50. Two? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They're going to say you thank.
We buy honey from them, and also their job is something like that. They produce the honey.
Pero ahí tienes aparte de eso.
Ah, sí, que tengo.